Well, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and in today's checklist, we are talking about how to do a wellness check and the factors that impact our mental health. So here to help is Dr. Sue Varma, psychiatrist and author of the book Practical Optimism, the Art, Science, and Practice of Exceptional Well-Being. Dr. Varma, good morning.
Good morning.
So this first one, it makes sense, yet it's so hard for all of us to do, and you say it's as simple as getting a good night's sleep.
Absolutely. And I think of sleep as a window into a person's mental health. Often you ask them, how are you doing? And they're like, I'm fine. And then I'm like, how do you sleep? And they're like, yeah, not so good.
Not great.
Yeah. And because a lot of times when our head hits the pillow, all of the worries of the day come through to us.
Yes.
And what's interesting is it's not just the number of hours of sleep, it's the consistency. So let's say you can only get 6 hours. Do it be the same 6 hours every single day. And then you want to look at the disruptors. For a lot of women, it might be perimenopause, menopause, maybe it's a new baby, maybe it's a new job.
Kids.
Yes, kids, life, right? Like sleep apnea. So getting a good medical visit is really important because something like a sleep home study can be game-changing.
Okay, great.
Now, Doc, we all deal with stress.
Yes.
Isn't one of these things. So how do you get that stress management going?
Yes. So the first thing is recognizing that not all stress is bad. It's something we call eustress, EU stress. And those may be challenges of choice, a new job promotion, and welcoming a new baby, planning a wedding. So not all stress is bad. But looking at how you're coping, because a lot of times unprocessed stress comes out in the form of medical symptoms, unexplained medical symptoms, headaches, bowel problems, urination frequently. So recognizing that you're not processing things, right? And when you're not processing emotions, it also comes out in the form of maybe drinking too much or eating too much. So are you leaning outwardly for self-soothing? So you want to be able to process the emotions.
So how do you start doing that?
Yeah, so like identify the emotions. I call it name it, claim it, tame it, and reframe it. Where in the body?
I'm on it.
Put it on a
Where in the
t-shirt.
body?
Say preach, Craig.
Amen. Let's do
back
it.
of the church, Dr. That's fantastic. All right.
I love it. All right, you can't talk about mental health without talking about relationships.
Yes.
And how does that factor in?
So Chanel, social support is one of the key predictive factors in predicting how well a person's mental health is going to be. Social support. So this can be in the form of micro connections. People don't think about the importance of talking to strangers. We've got our headphones on, our faces in the phone. But a lot of times those small conversations with the grocery store clerk, with the dog worker, with the barista, we want to be able to have micro connections, social snacking, but also having deeper connections.
Well, everybody wants to be seen. So it could be somebody working at a Starbucks and they need that.
Which totally,
and
so
we need
rude
that.
when people, you go up to somebody and you got the AirPods on.
Yeah,
I know.
Yes, it's like a do not disturb sign. But we want to be able to balance the micro connections with the deeper, more authentic, being vulnerable, seeing people in person, face to face. How are you feeling? How are you really, really doing? And being emotionally responsive.
What does this gain deeper understanding?
Find out what someone's really going through, right? Like the next time you see them, say like, what's going on? You had mentioned
Say, how are you doing? Fine. Oh, good.
Yes.
You know,
but following up on the important life changes. You told me that your mom was sick. How is that going? You told me you were planning a trip. Tell me about that. Where did your kid end up deciding to go to college? I know you've been through a lot. So following up, keep making sort of mental notes of what's going on in a person's life and then asking them what's going on and then see them in person. There is no substitute for in-person connection.
This is good.
This is good. Dr. Varma, come on down here because goals.
Yes.
We all make goals.
Absolutely.
We spend a lot of time making goals, especially at the beginning of the year.
Yes.
How do we keep those goals? How do we maintain those?
Yes. So I say face the facts. So face is keep it fun, keep it accessible and affordable, keep it convenient, and keep it easy. So if you've set the barrier or entry barrier too high, you're not going to be able to keep the goal. So for example, you're like, I want to work out. I'm going to do 5 a.m. hot yoga 7 days a week. Right? What do you do if you're not a morning person? I'm not really a morning person, right?
Yeah.
So, and what if you don't like the heat? What if you don't like yoga? It's not happening.
That's not a realistic goal.
It's not realistic. Yes. So keep it achievable, keep it fun, and do it something with a friend. That's more likely to make it happen. So this is the panel where you're showing up for yourself in life, right? So you're managing your emotions, you're managing your stress, you're making friendships, and then you're keeping realistic goals, promises to yourself.
Starting with accessibility, too, also very important.
Absolutely.
Dr. Varma, those are
so good.
That's terrific.
Thank you.
No,
Thank you.
I always set my bar low.
He's like, oh, I'm doing great today.
And here's the thing, the opposite's true.
It's so true.
The opposite's true.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.